All right. Welcome back, everybody, to Altcoin Daily. My name is Aaron. Got a big video for you today. In today's video, I want to talk about Decentraland. I want to talk about the sandbox. I want to talk about virtual land in general and just the huge demand we're seeing. I'm going to play you a pretty revealing video about just how real money is buying virtual land. It's pretty interesting. Beyond that, I want to talk Cardano. I want to talk Ethereum. And of course, we're going to start with the big daddy itself, Bitcoin. So if you appreciate the daily content, hit the like button and comment below which coins that you want us to cover going forward. Let's talk about a Bloomberg analyst who recently put out a tweet and put out a report calling for a $400,000 Bitcoin this year in 2021. The analyst is Mike McGlone. He tweeted this: Bitcoin in transition to risk-off reserve asset. Well, it's on its way to becoming a global digital reserve asset. A maturation leap in 2021 may be transitioning Bitcoin towards a risk-off asset in our view. So all of a sudden, all these financial analysts and publications find Bitcoin very interesting. Now, according to his report, he says that Bitcoin this year is rhyming with 2013 and rhyming with 2017. And if the trend continues, he could see Bitcoin peaking at $400,000 per Bitcoin. And why not, right? I mean, the demand, the mainstream attention for Bitcoin and crypto has never been bigger. New Zealand Retirement Fund reportedly allocating 5% to Bitcoin. The fund is called KiwiSaver Growth. It's a $350 million retirement plan operated by New Zealand Wealth Fund Management, has reportedly allocated 5% of its assets to Bitcoin, underscoring the steady stream of institutional investors entering the digital asset space. Bitcoin's striking similarities to gold were cited as one of the biggest reasons for entering the trade. This is according to the chief investment officer at New Zealand Fund Management. He says, if you are happy to invest in gold, you can't really discount Bitcoin. Adding that Bitcoin will be featured in more KiwiSaver products over the next 5 years. This trend is only going to continue, and we are early. Let's move on to ETH, then we'll move on to altcoins. We are seeing such a huge boom around NFTs, and this is great for Ethereum. Ethereum's ERC 721 contracts surge amid NFT boom. The total number of NFT-focused smart contracts on Ethereum has reached a new all-time high, but they're still just a fraction of the ecosystem as reported by Coinmetrics. So I've been saying this for a long time. NFTs are one of the many ways that people who would otherwise not be interested in cryptocurrency are getting interested in crypto. And to get a lot of these NFTs, you have to go through Ethereum. So I'm bullish on Ethereum. Staked ETH Trust opens Ethereum staking to accredited investors. So this is bullish for ETH as well. Staked, a blockchain infrastructure company and investment manager, is providing institutional investors with a new vehicle in which to invest in Ether and earn staking rewards on the ETH2 beacon chain. The staked ETH Trust is now accepting private placement to accredited investors, the company announced Thursday. The trust allows investors to gain direct exposure to Ether and earn staking rewards on their holdings. The return for staking ETH is expected to be about 8%. And I liked this quote from the CEO or just leadership in the company. As the appeal of owning cryptocurrency grows, so too does the desire to earn staking rewards. With the staked ETH2 Trust, we're dramatically lowering the barriers to entry for more traditional investors. We believe that when staking is made easy for a large pool of capital, the levels of participation will grow significantly. I happen to agree with that. I think that is where the space is trending. Now, as far as ETH2 development, before we move forward, Ethereum scaling solution Optimism delayed its mainnet launch until July. The mainnet was scheduled to roll out this week, but has now been postponed to at least July. The new schedule is just a rough estimate, said Optimism, because the launch is collaborative effort with the Ethereum community. Quote, opening mainnet to the public is not something that we can do alone, said Optimism. It will be a collaborative effort between us, projects, and core infrastructure providers like oracles, wallets, nodes, and explorers. So when the ecosystem is ready and there is stability, Optimism will launch its mainnet to the public. Enjin, one of the blue chip gaming tokens, has integrated their wallet with Polkadot's ecosystem, adding support for Polkadot and Kusama network. Cardano reveals rollout plans for smart contracts, Uniswap clone, and a timeline for universality. The Alonzo hard fork is expected to take place July 2021 and will lead Cardano into its smart contract era. A lot of people looking forward to this event and Cardano finally being fully competitive with Ethereum. Make sure you subscribe. We will keep everything on your radar. Let's talk about Decentraland. Let's talk about the sandbox. Let's talk about the unbelievable demand we are seeing for virtual land. As described on CNBC, people are buying virtual real estate. This is a bigger virtual real estate boom than we saw even 4 years ago in 2017. Listen to this.
Welcome back to Fast Money. There is a building boom breaking out, but it's not happening in your backyard. It is happening in a fake world called the metaverse. The virtual real estate market is on fire right now, and our next guest says there is real money to be made in this fake land grab. Let's bring in Janine Yorio, Managing Director at Republic Real Estate. They're launching a fund that lets a select group of investors buy real estate, virtual real estate. Janine, great to have you with us.
So nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
I was reading the white paper that you have on your site about virtual real estate, and it sounded like you had been resistant to this idea for quite some time, but finally came around to this notion. So what actually convinced you that this is an asset worth investing in?
So let me clarify. I hadn't been resistant. In fact, my colleague, TJ Kawamura, and I have been talking about this for a while. This really was his brainchild to create a fund around the concept of investing in virtual real estate. But in order to understand why it's really an asset, you have to take a step back and understand what virtual real estate really is. If you've ever played a video game, whether it's Madden or Super Mario Brothers or Fortnite, you know that as your character runs around that video game, you enter buildings, you walk across fields. All of those are opportunities to advertise or to interact with brands or companies or products. We've seen that in-game advertising. That's a multi-billion-dollar industry. What's unique about the metaverse today is that virtual worlds are being designed specifically for adults, where they can live inside these virtual worlds and carry out their life. And what's unique and happening now is that those virtual worlds are being built on top of the Ethereum blockchain, which means that transactions inside those worlds are happening in cryptocurrencies. So you have a confluence of two trends. You have people who've been forced inside their home, and so they've been living life entirely online for nearly a year now. And you also have a generation of people who grew up playing video games, who grew up playing Sims or Second Life, or even children who are playing Fortnite or Minecraft or Roblox. And now they're spending more and more time in virtual worlds. So companies are starting to advertise to them where they are. So virtual real estate is a way for those companies to buy the land, the pixels, the parcels inside those games, put ads up, put stores up, put communities inside there where they can market directly to customers.
Now, before we get into this clip and actually dive into the different ways that people are making money by buying virtual land, let's take 60 seconds to thank our sponsor, BlockFi.com/altcoin daily. Do you have Bitcoin? Do you have Ethereum? Do you have Chainlink, Binance Coin, Litecoin, stablecoins? If you have them just sitting around, why not take a portion and put your crypto to work? Earn up to 8.6 APY with a BlockFi interest account. Use the link in the description. Get up to a 250 crypto bonus with a deposit of $25 or more in crypto. Payout structure. See it here yourself. You can do plenty of things with BlockFi. You can buy crypto with cash. You can earn interest, of course. You can get a crypto-backed loan. You can buy, sell, and trade. BlockFi is backed by some of the biggest names in the space, the Winklevi, Galaxy Digital, Morgan Creek, Coinbase Ventures. I know a lot of people use BlockFi. A lot of people like BlockFi, and interest is only going to grow, I think. Now, let's continue with this clip. They're going to answer two questions. Number one, how exactly is anybody making money with virtual land? And number two, is the land actually scarce?
Okay, so it sounds to me, and forgive me because I'm sort of new to this, as I think many people in our audience are, that there are a couple ways where this asset actually can make you money, and that is the increase in the value of that property itself, but also you can generate revenue by selling advertising. Is that correct?
You can do lots of things with it. Let me give you some examples. So there are many metaverses. There isn't just one. But the oldest one, the oldest crypto-based one, is called Decentraland. Land in Decentraland was selling for about $500 a parcel in 2019. Today, those same parcels are trading for about $7,800. So strictly from a capital appreciation standpoint, we've seen a more than 10x return, or nearly 10x return, in under 2 years. In the Sandbox, which is another metaverse, 4 months ago, parcels were trading there for $30 each. Today, they're trading for $880 a piece. So there's a tremendous opportunity to speculate on the land itself, but to the people who have more imagination, who are capable of actually building, you can put a building, a casino, a store on your parcel. You can generate revenue, you can charge rent, you can sell space for advertising, you can build a museum and charge admission. There's really no end to the things you can do. And the beauty of these metaverses is that 3D developers are treating them like a blank canvas, and they're doing all sorts of creative things that are bringing thousands and thousands of users inside them at a time when people need human connection more than ever.
So has there been secondary sales? In other words, is it just the market bidding up these parcels of land and you're buying them from I don't even know who you're buying it from, to be honest. Are you buying it from, let's say, Decentraland? Let's just use that example.
They're both primary and secondary sales, and there are marketplaces that have been built around these properties. So digital real estate, they're NFTs. Right. Just like the Beeple sale was an NFT sale that happened at Christie's auction house 2 weeks ago. It's another form of non-fungible token that you can trade between people. So sometimes you're buying directly from the game developer. Sometimes you're buying from a reseller who bought the property and now wants to sell it. And there are marketplaces that have been built specifically to address the secondary market.
So is the land actually scarce? Before we finish with this final clip, I want to remind you, make sure you subscribe to the channel to stay up to date. If you're getting value in this video with the daily news, market analysis, make sure you actually like the video. Let's finish up here. See you guys tomorrow.
And how do we know that there is an element of scarcity in any of these metaverses? Who's to say that the operator of the metaverse can create more land and add it to that metaverse?
So that is one of the beautiful things about the blockchain. And that is why people like it. It keeps people honest. So the developers of these virtual worlds, when they initiate, they publish a white paper and they state exactly how many parcels they're going to create, how they're going to develop them, hold them internally, sell them, who can buy them, what can be done on them. And the blockchain, through the decentralized ledger, actually keeps a record of who buys and sells them. So it's a way to keep the developer honest. At a time when their land prices might be exploding, a greedy developer might want to issue more parcels. But all of the holders of that land can actually have some transparency into these virtual worlds to make sure to keep the developers honest.
Janine, this is fascinating. Hope you'll come back.